taong bayan o kung sino man ang nakikinig, no? So, very important sa amin to make that point kanina. Nang sa ganun, 'di ba? Hindi lumalabas yung mga katagang ganun, ang word nga na ginamit ay bansag. Nasabi nga ng isang senator judge that takes a life of its own. Kaya it was very important for us to at least ask for some guidance in court. Again, not for prosecution but also on the side of the defense.
Sir, bakit po important na very careful po tayo sa paggamit po ng mga terms, mga ganun po suggestive terms, kumbaga, or mga conclusive
Kasi as you know, right now, yung impeachment trial, kung ikukumpara natin sa mga previous impeachment trials, no, sa ibang mga nangyari, ah, hindi kasi ganun pa um, paano ba? Hindi pa ganun ka ginagamit yung social media ng mga panahon na yon as compared to now, everything that happens is on social media. So, sabi nga nila, if certain words are uttered, even if it's withdrawn or stricken off the record, it takes a life of its own at alam niyo naman nagagamit yan, no? And iniiwasan natin na nagkakaroon ng konklusyon hindi lang dito pero kahit doon po sa publiko na nanonood.
Pero sa tingin niyo, sir,
Sinasadya ba yun?
Well, I'll just leave it at that. Palagay, siguro the better way to say it is sometimes may mga strategy kaming mga abogado, 'di ba? So, kahit sa defense naman, kahit naman kami, meron din kaming mga tinatanong tapos wini-withdraw, 'di ba? So, it's part of lawyering in a way. But in this case, we just wanted to be very careful because we also want to protect the rights of our client, syempre, as to prejudgment or mind conditioning. Yun yung mga gusto nating iwasan. And tayo naman sa defense, kahit tayo, we commit na iiwasan din natin gumawa ng mga ganyang bagay.
Sir, those words are stricken off the record in court, but of course, they are still making those statements on sideline interviews. What is the remedy to that?
I think we'll find out tomorrow doon sa ruling na gagawin, nasabi na ng ating presiding officer. I think the presiding officer was supposed to issue that ruling today, but he did mention earlier that that will be the first thing on the agenda tomorrow. So let's just wait for that and see if the ruling can somehow fix that issue for us. No?
Sir, si Colonel Lanchica, di ba tinatanong ng mga senador kung isusunod na siya ng prosecution, pero nagtanong kami sa mga taga-prose, parang hindi pa sila nag-usap daw at wala pa silang decision na patawag siya. And yung may nagsasabi na ilan sa kanila na kung enough na yung mga naitanong kay Gina Acosta, baka okay na yun at hindi na siya ipatawag. Sa part ba ng defense, may decision na ba kayo kung iharap niyo po si Colonel Lanchica?
Wala pa po because that will, as you know, ang part ng defense, no, we will just react doon sa gagawin ng prosecution. Meaning kung sa tingin namin, meron kaming mga points na kailangan naming i-clarify or mga depensa na talagang kailangan i-raise during our time to present our evidence in chief. Doon po magdedepende kung sino yung mga testigo na ilalabas natin. No? As I mentioned yesterday, yung kung sino ang iprepresenta ng testigo ng bawat panig, ay yan ay prerogatiba ng bawat panig. So if sa assessment po ng prosecution, hindi na kailangan, maaaring ang hindi na nila i-present. Sa parte naman ng defense, titingnan natin kung sa tingin natin na integral para sa ating defense na maipresenta ang testigo, whether it's Colonel La Chica or kung sino man, we will make that decision after siguro mag-rest, no, yung prosecution as to each article. Kasi syempre after nila matapos sa each article, titingnan na ina-assess na natin internally kung ano yung sa tingin natin kailangan nating mabigyan ng paliwanag pagdating sa depensa. So maybe after nitong Article 1, mag-uusap rin kami ng ating mga co-counsels para tingnan kung sino ang mga kinakailangan naming i-present. Pero sa ngayon, since hindi pa po tapos yung Article 1, hindi pa kami makapagsasabi kung sino talaga ang mga testigo. Although, syempre, before we even went into this trial, meron na tayong mga, kumbaga, parang sa papel, working draft. Meron tayong working framework kung sino yung gusto nating i-present. Pero it will still be subject to changes depending on the presentation of the prosecution.
Sir, and based on
I cannot disclose at this moment.
Sir, kanina, kinwestiyon ni Senator Mix kung aabutin ng hanggang Pasko yung impeachment. Sa tingin niyo, sir, kung aabutin man ito hanggang next year, ano yung implication nito para hindi lang kay Vice President Sara, kundi sa ating as a whole?
Well, I will be speaking outside the defense and but as you know, I was part of the government before, so I understand the tedious process of the budget deliberations na isinasagawa dapat sa ngayon. As you know, dati daily yan, maghapon yan, minsan inaabot pa hanggang hating gabi kahit sa House and sa Senate, di ba? So nakikita ko yung issue na yon. Pangalawa, I think both parties would like to finish this as early as possible. In fact, kahit ng ating Vice Presidente na kliyente namin, nagsalita na rin na gusto nang mapabilis no, yung impeachment. Kasi syempre, yung taong bayan din, no, titingnan din nila kung, 'di ba, yung titingnan natin kung interesado pa ba yung taong bayan sa mga nangyayari. So, I think it's the interest of it's everyone's interest na matapos to sa lalong madaling panahon. Para sa ngayon, you know, we as a nation can move on kung ano man ang maging hatol dito sa impeachment proceedings na ginaganap.
Sir, ano assessment niyo po sa naging cross-examination ngayon ni Attorney Ferrer? Medyo yung generic observation naman ay very different from her first appearance na ito, very calm siya.
Yung demeanor.
Yung demeanor niya, medyo toned down, pero nag-object pa rin siya when necessary. Ano pong assessment natin?
Well, kasi kami bilang mga abogado, we really make certain adjustments, no, depending on the witness, depending on the situation. So, I think Attorney Ferrer also made some adjustments today. But again, bukas pa naman yung talagang cross-examination niya. Yung kanina was really just to stand there and object, no, kung sakali mang may mga questions na dapat objectan. Kanina, I think and even naman before, kahit kay Attorney Kapunan, malimit din naman siya mag-object. At tayo naman, we also, as lawyers, we also try to read the room. No? So tinitingnan din natin how the presiding officer reacts to certain objections and we adjust accordingly. So I think yung kanina is very different because also of the nature of the witness that was being presented.
May na-prove ba ngayon ang prosecution, sir, sa presentation nila kay Orton?
Oo. Of course, I have my own opinions, but syempre po, pag bilang spokesperson ng defense, as you know, medyo dekahon din yung sagot ko sa ganyan. No? We will really leave it up to the senator judges kung ano yung mga puntong na ipakita ng prosecution today. But sa defense, you'll see naman siguro what our impression is of what happened today during our cross tomorrow, kung ano yung mga itatanong namin, kung meron man.
Nakatulong ba na defense attorney yung paglinaw ni Asek Ortonio kanina kaugnay dun sa medical and food supplies?
Well, I think nabigyan ng context, but again, it's up to the appreciation of the impeachment court. Ang sa akin lang, nabigyan siguro ng context yung kung ano ang regular fund, ano ang ginagamit sa confidential fund, no? But again, Asik Ortonio kasi, as he mentioned, does not have personal knowledge on the operations mismo ng confidential activities. So, so ang kanina lang, nabigyan lang ng context yung regular fund.
Kasi binanggit niya na yung pera binigay sa informant at yung informant na bumili ng gamot, pagkain, kaya walang official receipt.
Opo. But I think that was already in the response din ng COA. I mean, response ng OVP to COA. So, in that sense, maaring nagkaroon ng glimpse ang publiko sa anong naging response ng OVP. So, nabigyan ng linaw, well, that's up to the court to decide. But at least may ganong information na lumabas.
Attorney, damaging po ba yung naging point ng prosecution kanina regarding kay Ortonio? Damaging ba yung kanyang...
Wala naman po ako nakita, but you know, again, that will leave that to the appreciation of the court kasi baka sabihin sub judice na tayo and bukas maglalabas ng ruling, baka kayo pa yung may sala, bakit mapapagalitan ako bukas, di ba? So,
Doon sa point na sinabi mas nauna pa raw nag-request ng CONFIFANS kesa doon sa PFP na binabanggit kanina.
oh, I don't want to answer that, ma'am. Of course, we have an idea kung ano yung gagawin namin sa cross-examination, but I don't want to answer that muna kasi nga that really goes into the merits na of the proceedings today.
Attorney, napaliwanag ba ni Ortonio sa public and of course sa impeachment court na kasi nga binabanggit niya gaya ng tanong Dexter, sinabi niya na nagbibigay ng pera doon sa mga informant, pambili ng gamot, pambili ng mga iba't ibang bagay, ginamitan ng chairs and tables. Sa tingin mo, tumagos kaya ito sa publiko?
Well, sa akin, ang hirap sagutin ng mga tanong nyo, no? But factual lang, at least may explanation kung bakit acknowledgement receipt yung nakuha, hindi OR. So, yun yung naging explanation. Now, whether that explanation is sufficient for the senator judges or the public, hindi ko po masasagot.
So yun yung paliwanag, kaya pag tinatanong lagi si Gina Acosta o kung sino man na bakit wala kayong OR para sa gamot, ito na yun.
Well, kanina may nabanggit niya na yun daw yung information na nakuha niya from the SDO and the security officer. So, maaring yun ang paliwanag. But again, ang hirap kasi magsalita, no? O kung sapat na ba yung paliwanag o hindi.
Legally speaking, sir, legally speaking,
Yes,
ang
Ms. Kat.
ahensya po ba pwedeng maging liable for not reimbursing yung isang official niya na nag-abono as big as 150,000 pesos?
Legally speaking, well, it will depend kasi on the situation eh. But in this case, as I understand it, confidential funds, and as I've read from the JC itself, bawal kasi talaga yung reimbursement. So if the agency were to reimburse him, then the agency would be held liable actually under the joint circular for reimbursing.
Sir, is that a regular occurrence in the OVP? Pag-aabonohin muna yung mga officials.
Hindi
And
ko
that's
alam.
like-
Hindi ko alam. As you know, I was only technical consultant for the OVP. I never really was an employee of the OVP. I was a legal consultant / spokesperson for the OVP during my time.
What about in the DepEd? Is that a usual occurrence? Mag-aabono muna yung mga opisyal and then later on mababayaran or hindi mababayaran?
Wala namang ganyang directive na kailangan mo mag-abono. But of course, in the line of duty, there are instances when I've experienced myself na nag-aabono ako, and I don't think that's a secret because I've said that in public during one of the congressional hearings. I think all government officials and employees would attest to the fact na minsan in the exigency of service or minsan pag may mga kailangan, hindi mo maiiwasan na mag-abono, no?
Last question po.
Sir, balik tayo kay Colonel Lachica. Masasabi ba natin na siya yung missing link considering na ang daming mga tanong na siya lang ang makakasagot?
Depende po kasi yan sa, and again, I might sound so evasive with all of you, but depende kasi yan sa teorya ng prosecution. So, and I don't want to put words into their mouth, no? So, kung sa tingin nila, from the SDO pa lang, napatunayan na nila na may pagkakamaling nangyari, that is an impeachable offense, hindi na siguro kailangan, no? But kung sa tingin nila, kailangan talaga, kung sa tingin nila, kailangan pa nila mailink, edi maybe that's a time. That's why I always say it's a prerogative of parties kasi ang mga both prosecution defense, meron kaming teorya ng kaso. So ano lang ba yung kailangan naming patunayan para either maging impeachable offense siya or para masabi nating the Vice President should be acquitted. So it will depend on ano talaga yung teorya ng prosecution at ako hindi ko masasagot kasi hindi ko alam kung ano talaga yung teorya nila. I think they can answer that better than me. But again, I don't like saying na mali ang prosecution for doing this or tama because that's their prerogative at meron silang sariling teorya ukol dyan.
Attorney, kanina nga nabanggit din ng AFP and TNT na tapos na daw yung investigation nila kay Colonel Lachica and I understand na si Colonel Lachica handa naman siya mag-testify kung ipapatawag mo siya.
O nabasa ko po yun sa isang news monitoring ko. I think ang nabanggit is they terminated because meron ng kaso sa ombudsman at meron na ng impeachment. So I think, kumbaga nag-defer na sila dun sa proceedings na yun. But as to Colonel Lachica's readiness, well, sa akin kasi, whether the witness is ready or not, it really depends on the parties kung ipapatawag o hindi.
Attorney, yes or no, damaging ba yung sika lang?
Ma'am, let the witness answer naman, wag naman yes or no lang.
Thank you.
No, but thank you very much. Thank you.